Hello, this is Jess Hay from Creative Cards to You. Well, today I am going to show you different techniques for combining Lindy's powders with a stencil to create amazing one-of-a-kind backgrounds you can use for cards that are sure to impress. To get started, I added Olive the Way There and This Old Path Pearl from Lindy's Magical's Been There collection to my ceramic mixing tray and added water. I then used a paintbrush to apply it to the stencil. I have watercolor cardstock under the stencil. When I was done with the original panel, I put more magicals on the stencil so I could spray it with water and apply it to another background panel. I thought if I used a baby wipe to press it down, I might get more of a result. Not so much. I was underwhelmed, to say the least. So I then tried spraying the stencil with water to see if I could get more off of it. It was okay, but I still wasn't sold. For the second try, I mixed this white Colorology mixing paste directly with the Lindy's to get this beautiful green color. I then applied the mixture through the stencil and got a beautiful panel. Now for the twofer. I put it on this beautiful craft cardboard that I got from the inside of a Kind protein box. I used a baby wipe to press what was left on the stencil onto the background panel, and the result was mixed. I will definitely be able to use it. Since I still had some paste left on the stencil, I sprayed it with water and pressed it down onto another background. The result was pretty light, so I cleaned the paste off of the stencil, put it back down on the panel, sprinkled some Lindy's over the stencil, and then sprayed it with water. I spread the mixture around with a paintbrush and then put a white piece of cardstock over the stencil to get yet another background. I wanted to do it this way instead of using a paper towel and just wasting it. Look at that! This is one of my favorite results. Finally, I put the stencil on another piece of cardstock and used a baby wipe to clean it up to get another panel. Here is a look at the 6 panels I created from this playtime. I am making a birthday card for a male colleague who likes the color green. I roughed up the edges of the card with a Tim Holtz Distress tool. I then used old paper distress ink to darken the edges of the panel. To add interest to the background, I used these rub-on transfers, I think from Hero Arts, to add some text features to the background. I was more than fine with imprecise transfers. I put cardboard packaging on the back of the panel for more dimension and glued it to an A2 card base. I then used one of the panels I had made and cut out this cells die cut from Olive Create. I glued it onto the background and cut off the extra. I adhered a happy birthday sentiment I had printed onto photo paper with some foam strips and added ebony gems from Amazon. There you have it, a completed card. Thanks for watching. See you next time.